This is Tim of the 1916 Company at Watches and Wonders 2025. We're here with Zenith, which can also be pronounced Zenith if you want to be precise. It is never Zenith. And this is 160 years of a brand I hold so close to my heart. There is an anniversary collection that's also a celebration of the company's heritage. And if you look closely at the night sky and you look at the highest point in the sky, you might notice upon close examination it's actually a hue of rich blue. And so the 160th anniversary collection is blue themed. Now I need to be clear, the coffret collection that you see off to my side, this is the imposing case that comes with it. It will be delivered in 4 installments through the year, beginning in April, finishing towards the end of the year. The final delivery will be this guy right here along with the box, and then you will have the ultimate boxed set from one of my favorite manufacturers. So let's start with a very modern take on the 2021 Chronomaster Sport. Now this is a watch that is the Chronomaster Sport 160th anniversary. It is full blue ceramic. The dimensions don't change versus the metal watch, but you can see that now with a differential finish between polish and satin in nearly indelible blue ceramic, you have a much more durable watch. If you hate scratches, if you hate scuffs, this is for you. Now what's also important is that this is what is effectively the El Primero 2 movement. So you are getting inside this 41mm case, the Calibre 3600. It's an upgraded 60 hours of power reserve. It now has hacking. It's a 35 jewel base rather than 31. And most importantly, when you do fire it up, we'll see if I've got enough gas in the tank here, it has the spectacular striking 10th feature, so you can read 10 seconds radially over 360 degrees, allowing the 10 beat per second movement to finally illustrate an easy to understand, readily readable 10/10ths of a second. So the tenths are now practical measurements. Of course, the watch features a unique rotor, as all of these 160th anniversary pieces do. So you're going to note that we're just using one display case back on one of the watches to stand in for all 3 of these 3600 movements. We're not ignoring anything. You can see right here that the clasp is also matching blue ceramic. Blue ceramic is not easy to do. So the fact that this isn't some sort of PVD blue component, but actually a highly scratch resistant component, deeply impressive. So we're going to jump now to a watch that is much more, let's say, hardcore as a sporting timepiece. This is the Defy Skyline Chronograph, 42mm. Now we're looking at a watch that's a little bit more aggressive in style, and it's actually a little bit more functional in total, as we have a quick release mechanism for the bracelet. So depending on how you want to dress it up or dress it down, you can put it on a strap, you can put it on the bracelet. This is a lovely option for folks who want to switch it up a little bit. We also have the same basic movement on the inside, so you're not being short at the action. The watch has a lovely monogram of the star motif on the dial, which is a nice piece of the close range nuance when you see one of these in person. I should also mention that ceramic in general is a very diffuse material. It's very light. So if you've ever had an experience with titanium, that's very close to what you feel in the hand when you're holding ceramic. We're going to jump now from the Skyline Chrono over to the Pilot Big Date Flyback. Now this is fascinating because it introduces 2 other refinements. We're no longer talking specifically about the striking 10th. Now we have a big date, so grande date as it would be called en français, but we also have flyback capabilities. So if you're familiar with the Calibre 405s of the 1990s, like on the Rainbow Flyback, that is exactly what we have right here. A different finishing on the case. This is a low glare matte finish that's more appropriate for an aviation environment where it's not going to reflect back into your face. So it's a matte finish, it's very subtle, it's anti-glare, and so is the dial. Well, you can see the slight ribbing from side to side. What's a little bit more difficult to see is just how finely grained it is. It's like a very fine sandpaper texture. And then everything else is white on blue for a super high quality contrast. And this is probably the case back that most obviously displays the Calibre, which is a 3600 base. I should also mention here that we have a quick release strap system that is not integrated into the case. So you have a push button release, but it's integrated into the strap, which means you can fit any strap, OEM or custom, that is properly sized for this lughorn spacing. Right here we have a wonderfully sort of coarse textile in blue, and then on the bottom, something that Zenith has been doing for many years, which is an inlay of rubber to make it super duper supple and very appealing to the touch. Although it is an aviation watch, it's still 100 meters water resistant, so remember this is a land and sea sports watch as well as one for the aviator. Perhaps the most exciting, because it's the most different, is a model that is the Calibre 135 G.F.J, Georges Favre-Jacot, the founder of the manufacturer, he was so invested in vertical integration back when he built his manufacturer that he actually constructed a masonry and made his own bricks to construct the manufacture, and the remainder was used apparently for his house. So you could see that this watch features the brick motif on the buckle along with the initials of the founder. You could see it stamped on the outer periphery of the dial and actually CNC engraved on the bridges. But let's start from the outside and work our way in. This is a 39mm platinum watch with immense nuance to the case finish and contours. Now it's 39, but I'm also going to mention that this is an important measurement. 45.75 lug to lug and 10.5 millimeters thick. This is a classically proportioned dress watch. On the dial side, we have a combination of a lapis lazuli primary disc, and then the small seconds is a lush blue mother of pearl. Although this is Calibre 135, this is not like the 135O, not part of the Observatoire interpretation that Kari Voutilainen created in 2022. This is an all-new upgraded 135. So you can see famous elements like the off-center drivetrain, the slow beat rate, and the double index adjustment mechanism are back, but what's changed is we have true Horlogerie finish here. It is beveled, including multiple interior angles, and it is a rounded, mirrored, fine bevel, not machined. Power reserve, massively improved. The original, from 1948 to 1962, that would have been 40 hours. This is now 72. The original, although a chronometry trials champion, did not have hacking. This does. The 22 jewel movement now includes a significant upgrade in chronometry. Still has lush and lovely features like the overcoil hairspring, which is great for isochronism in different positions, but it is now a certified chronometer to validate this by third party. Zenith then goes beyond, and they have a +2 -2 certification that is ascertained in-house as a complete watch before it goes out to its new owner. It's 50 meters, which probably isn't something you'd want to swim with, but it is solidly more than the 30 you find on an average dress watch. They're going to make 160 of these, but remember, Calibre 135 is now back in something like regular production. It'll be reserved for very special pieces. This is the last of the coffret set. If you're going to buy all four, it's going to be delivered probably sometime between November and December, and it will come with the box, which completes the set. And I have to tell you, if you've ever been a stickler for box and papers, you do not want to miss these boxes, these watches, and these papers. This is Tim Mosso at Watches and Wonders 2025.